Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Friday, July the 22nd, 2022, and this is my Flosstube episode number 52. I would like to say hello and welcome to all of my new subscribers. I was super excited to learn of my new subscriber number. I appreciate all of you that have joined me on this journey. Um, and I would also like to thank anyone who has shouted me out recently. I did hear that Lynette Peters, and I'll have her linked below, and Carolyn Zook of C Zook Stitch, who I'll also have links below, did shout me out, and I do appreciate it. And to all of my returning friends and subscribers, I thank you so very much for always coming back to see what I have been working on and to see if I can enable you in any way. I am back from vacation. I have a little tan, not a lot, but I had a fabulous time. If it all goes well, there will be a slideshow at the end of the video, just showing a little bit of all four of the ports that we stopped in. The first port we stopped in was Honduras, and then we went from Honduras to Belize, and then from Belize to Mexico, and from Mexico back to Miami. I had a fabulous time. I am already planning my next cruise. There were 7 of us, including myself, that was on the cruise, and it was just phenomenal. So I, if you, in the coming weeks, maybe the next 2 weeks, I'll continue to add pictures. The software that I'm using will only allow you to use upload 50 pictures at a time, and I took 254 pictures. So you won't see all of those because a lot of them are duplicates. Thankfully, in some of the ports, people did take my picture with different things, but when they did that, they took like 2, 3, 4 pictures so that I would have a choice. So I'm not going to be uploading like 250 videos or photographs, but I'll be putting out the ones that I feel are really good. So I am back, a little rested up, and ready to show you what I worked on while I was on vacation. So Miss Shelia and Miss Margaret and I started on half. I have a new start, and it was half the fun. And here is the chart model, like the word just escaped me. And I am stitching my piece on a 18 count fortnight fabric, and I believe the name is Pedal Pusher, with Leo and Roxy threads in the name of Vampish. And here is where I was able to get to. I have me in this daggone thing again. I have a needle threaded so that I could work on it later on tonight already. So I'm going to, okay, there we go. So I started in the upper left corner, and did finish the airplane and the car. And next, and then I moved back over to this side, and this is the start of a motorcycle. At least that's what it looks like on the chart. So I'll be working on that a little bit more. I want to put a few more hours into this piece before the end of the month. So you should see it come back out again by the end of the month. But I really do enjoy it. It was not difficult stitching, and I am using, this is not an 18 count, it's a 16 count because I am using 2 threads on it. And so that is where I did get to on the cruise. And it was great sitting down to stitch with them, and we all 3 started this piece at the same time, and that was on Monday, July the 11th. And that was my only new start for this week. My plans did change a little bit as the week went on last week, and I'll explain it to you. So now I'm going to move over into whips. And the first whip I would like to show you is, I got magnets sticking to everything today, is Freedom 1865 by the Primitive Hare. And here is a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I am now. So this primarily was my airport piece. And so you see I did get the this part of the skirt, the underskirt, I guess is what it would be called. And a lot of the blue skirting completed. I still need to complete this part for the blue skirt, and then I can start on her chest area and her head, and then up at the top is 1865. I had actually considered putting 1865 underneath the word freedom, and I'm still playing around with that idea, just to give it a different look. It was very easy to stitch on the plane. I didn't have any problems at all. I do want to show you. So I have listened to several Flosstubers talk about what to take on a plane etiquette, when you're stitching, all of that. And so I had decided that with all of the projects I was taking, so that I wouldn't be fumbling around looking for scissors and needles, each project before I left, I attached a needle and a pair of these scissors. And I'm sure a lot of you know about these scissors. I did purchase these at Keepsakes. So if you have a local L&S, look for them. I didn't have any problems going through TSA with them at all. And I left it, the project with the magnet and all of that was in my carry-on bag. And once I got on the plane, I just pulled it out and stitched. So I do like the progress that I did get. But my goal is to finish the skirt by the end of July. And so I still have work to do. I am enjoying it. I am stitching this on a Fortnite fabric 16 count Ada with the called for DMCs. I don't know what the name of these scissors are. I've never even seen it with the name. I mean, it had a tag on it and everything, but when I first started going down to Keepsakes, like every time I would go, I would buy like 2 pairs of these. So I have, and all of them are yellow for whatever reason. I just pick out the yellow ones. So please make sure you check and see if you are flying or going somewhere where you don't want your good scissors taken. These cost like $2 or something when I paid for them. And I like the fact that it has the sheath attached so that I didn't even have to like worry about fumbling around trying to find the sheath for it. It was just right there. I snipped my threads, put the sheath on, threw it back in the project bag. Like, it was great. Great, great, great. And my next whip I would like to show you is Northern Expressions Needleworks Twisted Band Sampler. And here is a picture of where it was when I showed it last. And here is a picture of it now, or here it is now. I don't know. I did, so when I, on my last video, I said that I wanted to get this very first motif. There's something wrong with this thread right here. This very first motif completely finished, and I have done that now. And so I may work on the second band, but I'm actually thinking that right now I'm going to put this away for my plans for next week, that I will just pick it up in the future and work on it because things happened on the cruise. So I want to make sure that I give equal opportunity to all of the whips that I chose for this month. And so since this was a new start on July the 4th, I feel like, you know, the one motif is good for it right now. I am stitching this on an 18 count white Aida, and I am using the called for DMC 1 strand. And that is where it is now. I am excited that I did get to work on this and get that motif finished, because I'm really trying to be consistent with my goals and get things accomplished. And so that made me really happy. And so now I'm going to show you Purple Rain. I have it in my project holder that Debbie so generously made and sent to me. And it is this here. This is what the finished piece will look like. And here is a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I am now. I am stitching this on an 18 count Aida that was dyed by EJ and gifted to me, with the called for anchor floss that was also gifted to me by Miss Lisa. And right now I'm working with one color. I actually ended up talking to a friend yesterday, Vicky, and her Flosstube channel is Stitch and Button, and I will link her down below. Pardon me. And so, you know, when I first showed this, I was saying how well I was doing with the 2 threads over the 18 count. The more I went along, the worse it got. But I'm sticking with it because I got too much in here now to be trying to, and I know I can restart it and all that. I'm not trying to do that. So I'm making sure that I'm doing 1X at a time, which was the advice that Vicky gave me. And I am also railroading every stitch. So it does take a little longer, but my stitches look so much better and I'm happier. I have also chosen up here, I put in the secondary color that was called for up at the top. So now I've actually decided that I will go back and do those stitches later and not try to do the stitch, do a random one stitch at a, at a time. I am also staggering the rows so that I don't have a big bump in it. Right now, it actually looks really good on the camera. So I'm very pleased. But I love working on this piece. So if you recall, in my last video, I was taking all these Jolly July projects with me to work on. As it turned out, I worked on Purple Rain every night. And only a couple of days did I do daytime stitching because I had excursions on 3 of the days that we were gone. So my daytime, what would normally be like my morning stitching, I didn't get to do at all. And because I am in the Facebook group for the Tour de France challenge. Sorry, my phone is going off. Pause, I need to take care of this. So, for the Tour de France challenge in the Facebook group Full Coverage Fanatics, my goal is to get a green jersey, and that is 1,140 stitches by July the 24th. So I like took all these notes. Like, I was so proud of myself when I was writing all of this down. So right now I am at 1.79% complete. I know that's funny to me, but I'm like, oh, I've made it over the 1% mark. Almost, really close to 2%. So as of today, I have stitched 1,093 stitches, which means I only have 47 stitches to go that I need to get by Sunday. And I am super excited that I'm going to meet this goal. But that meant me stitching every night on this project. Like, I would stitch and stitch and stitch. So the other thing too is, which I'm ashamed to say, but not ashamed to say, but it's funny. To take a full coverage project on a cruise is one thing. To start drinking while you're stitching on a full coverage project is a whole totally different thing. So, I was like, ooh, I had a great time. I didn't get like drunk or anything, but I was drinking and stitching. Won't do that again. So I come home and I'm like, okay, everything is good. But then stuff started not lining up. So I literally went through line by line. After the 5th line, I was like, okay, something is wrong. Like, it was wrong within all of this, what will be confetti stitching right here. And I fixed it all. Like, I was like, I can't, I'm not good with the whole fudge it thing and all of that. I was like, I need to have it where I know exactly where the stitches go. And it didn't take me very long. I didn't have to frog out very much, like 1 or 2 1 or 2. I think the most I had to frog was 13 stitches, and I was fine with that. I pulled out my little Sharpie scissors and just and took them right out. And so I am so pleased with the progress that I have made on this. Once I put in the 47 stitches that I need for the challenge, I'm going to put this away for at least 2 weeks. I have dedicated so much time to it that it needs a break, and so do I. I am only doing right now, I am in this upper, yeah, I am in this upper left-hand corner. And so that's where I am. And then I'll be moving over into, this lighter purple area here, and then back into the dark, and, like all the way across. Um, because this is my first full coverage piece, I actually have been asking a few of my friends that I know haha, that have done full coverage or in the process of doing full coverage, like, should I just keep going across and then go down, or should I go down, just keep going down? And each one of them have said to me it's a personal preference, but I'm like, I don't have a personal preference because this is the first one I've done. So I think what I'm going to do is keep going down or going across, but then here is where that lighter purple piece, the lighter purple piece. I know I'm giving y'all a whole bunch of explanation about this, but so you see where this lighter purple is right here, and here. I think when I get to that stage, then I'll start coming down, and I will just feather in as I go. I have one more friend that I'm going to contact about this. Miss Lisa, be on standby. Because she just earlier this year finished a huge Heaven and Earth design piece. And so I just want to get some kind of gauge on how I should go, because I've heard horror stories about seeing where the page breaks are and seeing where this is, and part of it is dented in and part of it's not. And so I just want my piece to be beautiful. So there is Purple Rain. And I'm sorry, I didn't even mention, it is, the artwork is by John Enright, and it was charted by Michelle Saget. So, and I'm loving it. And I can see how some people get addicted to, because it's just like right now, just one color. Like, I whip that off and just get to stitching. And the next thing I know, I have 70, 80, 100 stitches, and it is just like, wow. So I do see how stitchers get addicted to doing Hades. Trust and believe. I'm still not doing that bookshelf, Carolyn. Too many colors for me. Carolyn Zook of C Zook Stitch, and her name just went right out of my head. Stitch and Stuff, Kim Gatz of Stitch and Stuff, and Tina Stitches. All of their floss tubes will be linked below. We'll be starting a Heaven and Earth design, and it's called the Stitching Shelf, or the book stitching shelf. And they're doing max color, and it is humongous. So if you are interested in joining them, I will provide you with their floss tube information, and you can join them, because I cannot. It is way too much for me. So even though I was away last week, I did pick up some hauls. So now I'm going to move into the haul portion. And I have, where am I going to start? So, okay. I did get my floss of the month from Fat Quarter Shop. And this is I'm going to take one of these boards. I guess I need 3 boards now or something. This is the Floss Fix by Fat Quarter Shop. And I can already tell that my light is blowing them out. In this club, you get 6 different classic color works every month. And I am still enjoying it. And so, this is going to fall. So this pink color is Little Peony, Peach Cobbler, Blushing Beauty, Persimmon, Cherry Tomato, and Sunset. And those are the classic color works for the July Club. And they are really pretty. Some of these colors I do know that I already have, but I know that that is due to being in a couple of the Stitching with the Housewives Club through Fat Quarter Shop, where we received like the floss for what we were stitching. So those are my floss fix for the month of July. And then I also received my Fabric of the Month Club. I'm sorry for the crinkling. And this month for Rogue Stitching, it is Atomic Ranch Ranch fabric. And the color is Copper Penny. And I get 28 count. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. It is so pretty. And I don't know what they dyed this with, but it smells good too. So that's Copper Penny. And then I also received my Color and Cotton. And it is a 28 count. And this is called Granny Smith, as in the apple. I'm trying to hold it to where like the sun, look, the sun. My light is not, it's actually darker than that. It's darker than that also. But it's a lighter green than what I have in my stash. So it'll be great for a spring piece, maybe even a Christmas piece, maybe. So that's Color and Cotton, and that is the July Fabric of the Month, Granny Smith. And then if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll know that before the cruise, I went down to visit Ronnie and Gary, and I ended up meeting EJ for early dinner. So while I was at Gary and Ronnie's, I picked up another project bag. I had actually been eyeing this bag when I and I was just like, if it's meant for me to have it, it'll be there when I go down, so I didn't have to pay for shipping. And so it was there, and I got it. And I also picked up, and there's going to be more crinkling, an 8x8 grime guard. Maybe I don't need to show this. An 8x8 grime guard in the same fabric. And it's really, the grime guard is really for my band sampler. because the fabric is all white, I didn't want it to get too dusty or dirty. So I purchased a grime guard because the Q-snap that I'm using on it right now is an 8x8. So I thought that was pretty good. So that was my stitchy haul, except for, excuse me, in 2019, when the Sunshine Stitchers rolled out the cruise, they rolled it out in 2019. We were supposed to take that cruise in 2020, July of 2020. Well, you know what happened. Then in July of 2021, well, you know what happened. And so, you know, this was the catch up. Like, this is where it was all, you know, we were like, okay. So on Monday night, when we all came to the stitching room together, Sheila passed out our gift from the Sunshine Stitchers. And the chart is Christmas Claus. And I actually have this already. I purchased it. I'm not sure when I purchased it at StitchCon this year. So I'll be doing a drawing in a future video for this chart. It is super cute. And just a heads up, it's stitched on 20 count. So be prepared. You've been put on notice. She also then handed all of us the beautiful thread pack, the sulkies for the chart. She passed out thread drops from the Sunshine Stitchers. And I left the one little thing in my bag that I carry. Where is it? She also gave us a sponge and a carrying case for the sponge. I used mine as a thread holder, so I don't know actually right now where I've put that, so I need to remember and find it. I used it on the ship as a orc container, and I found it. All I needed to do was look. And so the sponge came inside the little thing. If you have ever watched Jean Farish, she talks about using a wet sponge to dampen. It's not even really dampening, to help smooth out your threads. So you add a little water to it, and then you put it in the case, and it stays damp. And then you run your threads over the sponge, and it helps to pull out any twists in your thread and helps them to lay flatter. And so that's what so I use mine as a orc holder. And from what I understand, I'm going to have to check, but the containers came from Amazon. And like, I was like, this would be a perfect little gift for stitchers as a, you know, on the go orc container. And then the piece de resistance, I was like, oh my goodness. They created a magnet. Isn't that beautiful? And this picture is recent because EJ has her braids in. So I'm like, oh, this picture was taken recently. But I want to thank each and every one of the Sunshine Stitchers for this wonderful gift. I am super excited and ready to start Christmas Claus. I am going to hold off a little while because I need to find some 20 count fabric. I have a 40 count fabric, but I'm not sure that I want to do all of that right now. You know, hey. So that was my stitching haul. So I also, of course, went shopping, and though not stitching haul, it was haul that I purchased, and I want to show it to you. So in Belize, we went to a spice farm and botanical garden, and they had all these different little weaved tchotchkes, probably is what most people would call them. But I found a turtle one, and he's a secret compartment. So it's not very deep, but it would, in my mind, like, I made it an orc container as soon as I looked at it. So it could be stitchy related. I could sit him right here on my table and fill him up with threads. And then when we were in Cozumel, I found this wooden turtle, sea turtle, that was hand carved. Now, I'm saying, no, it was Cozumel. And then I also found a letter K with sea turtles on it. And then on the ship, they have a jewelry store, and the jewelry store was running a special. And so I went to see what it looked like, and I purchased one, and it is a charm bracelet, and it has different motifs on it about sailing. There's a turtle one, that is a starfish, and then it has, this one is sunglasses. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it turned around so you can see them. Okay, there it goes. And they have little rhinestones on the top, and they're blacked out. And so I'm considering all of this stitchy haul just because I was on a cruise, I was stitching, it was stitchy haul. And then there was one last, so at every port that at two of the ports we went to, 3, there was a Diamond International, and they also had free bracelets and charms. And I did not open this up. I'll open this one, maybe. Almost flung it across the room. And so all the charms have a little clasp on them. This one is of a beach umbrella and a lounge chair. And I have a couple of more. And then they have one that was a snorkeling mask with the thing coming up out the mask, and a sombrero. So that was fun. And now I do believe that is all of my haul. I would love to thank all of you so very much. I'm waiting to decide on what kind of a giveaway I should do for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm also waiting to make sure that the number doesn't go back down. It's, it is a thing. And so I just want to make sure that everything, as of right now, I have 1,002 subscribers. So, I'm hoping that it'll stay up there. I appreciate all of you, all of the comments, all of the support that you have given me over this past, it'll be 2 years in December. Over this last year and a half, I am just so thankful, and I am so blessed to have found a community that is so caring and so giving and so willing to be helpful. I appreciate each and every comment, each and every like, all of the subscribes. I am over the moon and happy and excited. I'm probably not even expressing it well enough how excited I am and how happy I am to have met and communicate with so many of you. Words can't thank you enough. I also want to remind you that in these months, please continue to check on your family and friends. It has been over 90 degrees every day here in Columbus since I've been back. So I left 90 degrees, went to what felt like 150 degrees, and then boarded a ship where it felt like 100 degrees. So it has been a test to see how much heat I actually can endure. But I had a fabulous time, and I am super thankful and grateful. Please take care of yourselves. Please get some good stitching in. If you are staying in the house in the air conditioner, it's a good time to stitch. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will hopefully see you next week. Have a good one. Bye. Rotating around so that we can